y'all doing? My name's Mick. I'm going to be talking over a lot of Resident Evil's historical creations that were made from the movies, initially starting from the games itself, from different systems as Capcom that had put out from PlayStation at the very beginning to GameCube and PS3, which I don't have, but as the ones that they had created from the PS1 and PS2 and the GameCube. Initially, when Resident Evil came out with the very first ones, like for instance Resident Evil Director's Cut, and then there were some other ones, just the regular Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 2, which was a two-player. That one was pretty good, but after that was Resident Evil 3, which became very, very popular, which enabled you to fight against the infamous Nemesis. Okay. In addition to that, GameCube came out with a couple of scenarios of Resident Evil. This one here and this one here, Resident Evil 0, which was supposed to have been a game that was called Resident Evil 0 that came out prior to the actual happenings in Raccoon City, which had Rebecca Chambers and a prisoner which she had helped, his name was Billy. Resident Evil after that words came from PlayStation 2, which was Resident Evil Dead Aim, Code Veronica X, which is another good one, however not as good as the original, like I said, on Resident Evil 3 on PS1, which was with Nemesis. Resident Evil after that had came out with the Outbreak Files, which enables you to play different characters and within different scenarios, which was Outbreak 1 and Outbreak 2. But afterwards, when they came out with Resident Evil 4, which a lot of you know had made a great debut in winning awards for the scariest horror video game, which had Leon Kennedy as the main player of that video game. The movies, which came out afterwards, the initial Resident Evil movie, which was with Mila Jovovich, which did start out at the mansion, but with some of the characters that were on there, which including herself and Michelle Rodriguez, which were not actually implemented in the games themselves, but Sony felt that they could put them in there as good characters, which later on they did implement Carlos, who was in Resident Evil Apocalypse and also Resident Evil Extinction. Another installment later on that I've heard also, which is Resident Evil Degeneration, was supposed to be coming out later on this year, which is a computer-generated movie, which is also going to have Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield. As to whether or not it's going to have Carlos or any of the other characters which were in the actual game systems themselves, nobody knows as to what kind of creatures are going to be fighting or the ending storyline. But it's going to be a very good one from what I've heard, and it's got a lot of high ratings just for the trailer itself. So, for all of you Resident Evil fanatics out there that keeping tabs with the Resident Evil genre, happy hunting, and we'll see you at the movies.